Who is your real-life superhero? When I was younger, my life was something out of a nightmare. My dad walked out on us when I was too young to even remember him. And my mom wasn't much of a mom. She was always angry, always yelling, and when she wasn't yelling, she was passed out somewhere with an empty bottle. Most days, I took care of myself. I learned how to heat up canned soup when I was 6 and figured out how to ignore the hunger when there wasn't any food left. My mom was always surrounded by sketchy people, and they scared me just as much as she did. Once, I went 3 days without seeing her, and when she finally came back, instead of checking on me, she screamed at me for leaving toys on the floor. I learned quickly to stay out of her way, but one day, there was no avoiding her anger. I spilled some juice on the couch and she snapped. That's when everything changed. She started hitting me, harder than ever, and I thought, this is it. This is how it ends. But then there was this loud banging on the door. My heart stopped because I thought it was one of her dealer friends, but when she opened the door, it wasn't. It was a police officer. He was calm but firm, telling her he'd gotten a call from a neighbor. She tried to slam the door in his face, but he stopped her and walked in. I'll never forget the way he looked at me, like I actually mattered. He took me out of that house that day, and for the first time, I felt like someone cared. Most people would have just done their job and moved on. Not him. He kept checking in on me, even after I was placed in foster care. He showed up at school events, asked about my grades, and made sure I had everything I needed. And then, one day, he and his wife sat me down and asked if I wanted to come live with them permanently. That was the day I finally felt like I had a real family. Officer Daniels didn't just save me from a terrible situation. He taught me what love, safety, and trust really mean. He's not just my hero, he's my dad. And because of him, I believe in second chances because he gave me mine.